One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Schumann Stadium in Muncie, Indiana, home to the Ball State Cardinals. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Stanford Cardinal, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Ball State Cardinals. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Cardinals will kick it away to start us off. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So the Stanford Cardinal offense will take the field for the first possession of the day. A lot of times you run into these types of matchups. High-powered offense, big-time team against an opponent that's likely overmatched. So how do they keep this thing from getting ugly?
Well, everyone's going to have to elevate their level of play here defensively to have any chance in this one. And I'll tell you the hard part about stopping this offense, David, it's what Chip Kelly used to always say. It's a nameless, faceless opponent. They don't care who you are. They don't care what your record is. This offense comes out, and they are trying to embarrass you.
Well, the good thing is for this defense, it's been talked about all week, right? Like, you're not good enough. This is a high-powered offense. Like, the players' attention are fully caught, right? They know exactly what they're going against. Let's see if some emotion and adrenaline can really play a factor, and they play better than they have all year.
The Cardinal come to the line with lots of work to do on third down. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. We're still looking for our initial points of the game. They'll keep it on the ground to the right. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard games just because of the body blow effect.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Brown will throw it. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job of creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. We've reached the break. Ball State has the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats.
7, Stanford 0.
Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Now on the move. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44.
And that's a first down for the offense.
This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. Off the play fake on first down. Moving away from pressure. With the catch, it's Bray. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
That's really nice fundamentals by a right-handed quarterback, going to his left, getting the shoulder turned and the hips around, helping him make a very accurate throw.
Gets it past the marker. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and there he goes. Heading to the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score.
All right, let's get it. Right.
The give to the tailback. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, there was just nowhere to go for the runner on that last play. Just way too much penetration up front, and as a result, they lose yardage.
Now the play fake. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Cardinal will have to come up with a huge play to keep this drive going on third down. Throwing right. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Stanford lines up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Brown wants to pass. Looking for a deep man. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield.
Sent it downfield. Catch inside the 25. And he slipped through. Bunch formation for these receivers. He wants to change this route. They'll start this drive with a pass. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can't stop the clock.
For an offense, slant routes against man coverage are really a rhythm throw. You take your steps, you get the ball out, it's got to be in a good location. Quarterback and receiver on the same page there.
You open a drive like that, and you've got some operating room. It's first down from the 38. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Looking to scramble. He'll pull it down and run. Inside the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 39. Stanford with a lot of options here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Caught near the sticks. It's Porter. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Stanford going back to work with another first down. Brown will throw it. Might be looking to run. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Moving out to the right. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've got a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack.
Unleashes one deep. He caught it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
On the play. First and goal, Stanford.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, what a scene there in Muncie. What a fine performance we've seen. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these two programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been a very evenly played game. Fascinating to see how the rest of this one plays out. And with that, let's head back to the guys at Schumann Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half. We're all locked up here in the third quarter as he's set to kick it away. The returner will field it and try to do some business. And the coverage team. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Gonna run it. It's great. And the defense was just daring them to throw over the top, and the offense didn't, and they got stuffed.
Yeah, on offense, this is a tough place to run the football. Back in your own end, the defense is expecting you to do it, and that's why they're loading the box. This is a great opportunity to take a shot down the sideline to your best wide receiver in a one-on-one.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And he's brought down after making the big catch, but not before he picks up more than 40.
He makes the tackle.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Cardinal come to the line facing third and short. Rides to back and leaves it. Oh, he's got some space. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. Brown wants to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20. Stanford at the line, needing to convert on third and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. The change will move, and they'll have first and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
Well, no real mystery there, and I think this coaching staff has a lot of confidence in their offensive line to get the push needed to give that back just a big enough crease to fall forward and get the first.
And it's so hard. My room for error is so small when I'm a defensive line. Like, I got to get off the ball as fast as I can and try to get some form of penetration. Just stop that ball from going north-south. They don't do it there, and they give up the first down.
They're testing the right side here. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
When the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively.
And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. So that penalty will wipe away some strong red zone execution and take the score off the board. They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Makes the pass. Hits the open man. Touchdown, Cardinal! This offense has it with really good field position. Brown will throw it. Steps away to find some room. Touchdown, Stanford! And they add 6 more to the board with it. Couldn't ask for better.